For nearly 5,000 years, we've been told a simple story. Pharaoh Khufu built this colossal monument as his tomb. Constructed by thousands of workers in just 20 short years, armed with nothing but primitive copper chisels, ropes, and sheer determination. As you can see, we're just leaving a lot of metal, and very little stone is plagued. But here's the problem. Practically everything you've ever learned about the pyramids isn't based on solid facts. It's based on educated guesses, at best. So what if the real story isn't just income archaeologist? For decades, Haz alone has controlled every excavation, every discovery, and every ancient secret buried beneath Egypt's sands. I'm talking about the gate that has been closed. Why have you opened the theory again? The gate is not closed. No, it's not. It's not closed, sir. Okay, I closed it. And I am going to close it. I am presenting my own. Okay, I will do this. Even before a word is exchanged, one image, and Mr. Hawass leaves. But here's where it gets strange. Rather than welcoming fresh ideas and discoveries, Hawass is infamous for blocking independent research and silencing alternative theories, especially ones that threaten the official narrative he's worked so hard to uphold. Because most of the information that's written on pyramids are wrong. Most of it. Most of it in archaeology books. In archaeology books, really? Except me. Now, I'm no conspiracy theorist, but why exactly has Hawass fought so fiercely to stop certain explanations? Why shut down research at the very moment for thousands of years to precision stonework that's difficult to replicate even today? The reality behind this monument is far stranger and far older than mainstream Egyptology admits. Could the Great Pyramid really have been built using basic hand tools, ropes, and wooden rollers, as historians claim? Or was it constructed with ancient technology we've yet to comprehend? And if so, who exactly built it, and why? Tonight, we'll peel back the layers of secrecy, confront the gatekeepers of history, and reveal evidence hidden in plain sight. Because sometimes, history's greatest secrets aren't lost. They're simply buried by those who prefer that you never ask questions. The answers you're about to discover might just change everything. Chapter 2. Who built it? When most of us think about ancient Egypt, we picture golden tombs, intricate hieroglyphs, and the iconic Great Pyramid of Giza rising out of the desert sands. For years, we've been told this incredible monument was built around 2550 BC by Pharaoh Khufu, intended as a grand tomb constructed by thousands of workers armed with little more than basic hand tools. On the surface, this seems like an impressive example of ancient human achievement. But here's the thing. The closer you look, the less convincing this explanation actually becomes. Surprisingly, there's very little solid evidence backing this popular version of history. And it turns out many of our assumptions might be built on shaky ground. Could it be that we've misunderstood who really built the Great Pyramid and how they managed such an astonishing accomplishment? Consider this surprising fact. Even though the Great Pyramid is incredibly important historically, there aren't any clear inscriptions from Khufu's era explicitly stating that he built it. Ancient Egyptians carefully recorded almost every aspect of their lives, from ordinary daily activities to elaborate religious rituals and significant royal events. Yet, strangely, they didn't leave behind any clear documentation about constructing their most remarkable monument. Archaeologists sometimes discovered faint marks and symbols deep within hidden chambers. But these were found hundreds of years after the pyramid was first explored, raising serious doubts about their authenticity. After all, Khufu's remains. If the pyramid was indeed constructed as a royal burial place, we would expect extensive evidence like treasures, erased artifacts, and inscriptions typical of royal tombs. But none of these have ever been discovered within the Great Pyramid. This striking absence raises a significant question. Could the pyramid's true purpose that seem far beyond what historians assume? Considering these ideas, mainstream archaeology, particularly under Dr. Zahi Hawass, has strongly defended the established historical narrative. Independent researchers like Robert Bauval, who proposed the Orion correlation theory, suggesting the pyramids align exactly with Orion's belt as it appeared thousands of years before Khufu, have faced significant resistance. In fact, John Anthony West clearly showed that the unusual weathering patterns at the Sphinx's base were caused by heavy rainfall and flowing water, not wind or sand erosion as most Egyptologists typically suggest. Sphinx and its surrounding pit are worn differently. Chapter 3. The Mystery. These show a different kind of erosion altogether, a round, undulating profile, usually caused by rainwater and torrential downpours. Here's the mystery. The last time there was enough rainfall in the Sahara Desert to cause this level of water erosion was over 12,000 years ago, right at the end of the last ice age. Even if the repairs were done because of water damage, a main question is still unanswered. At the end of the last ice age, about 12,000 years ago. This fascinating timeline hints that the Sphinx might actually have been built by a much older civilization long before ancient Egypt as we know it even existed. West developed his theory. I think the history of the Sphinx goes something like this. Long ago, before Egypt became a desert, the Giza Plateau was a fertile savanna. At its center was a very large outcrop of natural rock. An unknown group of sculptors took advantage of its prominent position, carving the rock into a giant face, perhaps the face of a god or of the lion. Perhaps the Egyptians simply modified or reshaped something already standing, an ancient relic from a forgotten era. Time passed. Shifting weather patterns brought torrential rain to the area, signaling the end of the Ice Age. The rains weathered the lion to virtually the shape we see today. When the rain stopped, the once fertile savanna turned into a desert. Wind-swept sands buried the statue up to its neck. This explanation is backed by solid science, and is currently the most convincing theory we have. Meanwhile, mainstream Egyptologists still reject or overlook it. Surprisingly, they haven't provided many other convincing explanations either, leaving this compelling to many questions. In a debate, Egyptologists had few replies to his conclusions. West is really an academic's worst nightmare because here comes somebody way out of left field with a thoroughly well thought out, beautifully written, full of data presentation that you can't refute, and it pulls the rug right out from beneath your feet.